Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us here. Thank you. I see a lot of participants who are already here with us. Before I go on to introduce exactly what is happening, what I would like to see is who all are here with us. Let's see. So what we will be doing today is, everyone knows why they are here. They have registered for Gurukul, of course. What we want you to do is all throughout this session, wherever you feel that you have any questions, which will be after, of course, Mandeep sir is here and talking about what he talks best. We'll request you to kindly raise your hand. You have that option in your chat box if you see it clearly, and we will try to address those questions. Besides that, if you have any questions, you can even write them in the chat area, and we will be addressing all of them. I am unable to see all the participants on my screen. I wish I could, so that probably I'll have a quick interaction. But what I'll do is we always have this opportunity to interact through chat. So out of all of you that has joined us here, how many of you are new to the event industry? Maybe 1 to 5 years? I will still call that relatively new. So thank you for joining us here. If you can just say, write the answer in the chat box, probably I will get to know. Morning to everyone. Thank you for everyone who's responding. Thank you. I cannot see the participants on screen, but once again, that doesn't really matter so far as I'm getting your answer in the chat box. It is very important for us to know that you are interactive and you are as involved in the session as we are. So if you can, thank you, Anush. Thank you for writing in 5 years in artist management. So that will be interesting. I'm sure you will have a lot of takeaways right here once Mandeep sir is here. A legend in the field, I'll say. Preeti Seth, good morning. Okay, how many people at least 10 years in the industry? So cut out of the 5. So the people who are there for 5 years, we already know there's only one person who's responded, but rest of you. Okay, Ritu Kapoor. Yes, do mention how many years you're there in the industry. Ritu is there for 21 years. Krita, 4 years here. Amazing, amazing. 14 years. So we have people of varied experience. Venkat is there for 14 years. Preeti, 7 years. Nikat, good morning to you as well. Rishi is 19 years. A lot of people have completed a decade. Lalit Nair, Abhay Kumar, that is the kind of response that we are looking at fast enough so that we also miss out and we have to go back, scroll back to see that you are interactive enough to take this session forward. So thank you. I think we have a good couple of people here. If I get a go ahead from the team, if they can, Prerna, if you can just give me a thumbs up because I can see you, we will be good to start formally with today's webinar. So we have Prakash. Prakash says 45. 45 years in the industry. How old are you, Prakash? Okay, Raghav is here. Hello, folks. Okay, friends, thank you very much for joining us here. We will start right away with today's session. Well, in today's ever-changing marketplace, the importance of training, of course, cannot be emphasized enough. Better training, of course, leads to better processes. This is something we all know, and of course, better work. Workforce training is an indispensable way to keep the organization competitive. We all are human at the end of the day. You know, most of us will have our weaknesses or gaps in our professional skills. Furthermore, people are specialists in one kind or the other. Much of what goes on in an organization is likely to fall outside of the training each individual employee or worker already has. Having a high quality and comprehensive employee training development program enables, of course, we all know, to strengthen the skills the workforce already possesses, as well as to build up knowledge where, of course, it is lacking. But whenever we have hired trainers or maybe coaches from outside the industry, we are always wary of the fact that maybe they are not as useful or they are not domain specific. Haven't we always wished, that we had an industry expert teach and guide our teams the practical, technical know-how that will help them grow? Well, the right kind of industry mentor who will bring each of the employees up to the high standard of competency so that the entire team can share a common set of knowledge and skills. Now, this is where Gurukul was born, out of such concerns from the EMA members. Well, good morning once again, everyone. I, Sanchali Arora, welcome you all, everyone who's present here with us, to the inaugural session of EMA Gurukul, Masterclass for Upskilling. Well, today we have with us, before we start with the session, we would like to give you a further insight as to what Gurukul entails and what is the concept that EMA has come up with. So here we have with us today Prerna Saxena, who is the CEO and founder of ThemeWeavers and ThemeWeavers International and Joint Secretary North for EMA. Prerna is a key person behind ThemeWeavers who followed her bliss to start the firm in the year 2008. Eventually, this experience translated into conceptualizing countless events, and ThemeWeavers became one of India's best event planning and designing companies. Family time, festive cooking, soulful music interests Prerna, and her burning desire is to put India as the top destination on the global map. And trust me, she's already on her way to doing it. Understanding the client's brief and promising to weave their dream into a theme is something that truly drives her. She is experimental with her ideas and makes sure that she executes a flawless event, meeting deadlines always. Well, she truly believes that her dreams are her strength and takes keen interest in educating them to inspire and, of course, learn to be more innovative and have impactful techniques in day-to-day life. Not just Prerna, but I promise you, everyone who's here with us is full of skills, and today you will be enjoying this session thoroughly. Over to you, Prerna, to give us a further insight as to what Gurukul entails.
Thank you, Sanchali. And that was a very, very detailed intro. Good morning, everyone. I'm truly, truly overwhelmed to see so many of you enthusiasts eager to learn and grow your organization on a Saturday morning. So, while you all know the purpose of Gurukul, let me take you through a small story of why this initiative was started. What is the key ingredient of any event? Feel free to type it in, please. It is the experience. Who makes this experience wow? People, all of you make this experience wow. So Gurukul was born from the idea that the industry has to grow, and then we all need to learn and evolve to make the industry continuously grow. Once again, I would like to welcome all of you to this magnificent journey of learning and fun. I would now like to invite Vijay, our VP North, to take this event forward. Vijay is a man from the world of weddings. He is instrumental to many IPs like The Gourmet Show and Make Me Up. Vijay has turned and changed the way people thought about weddings in India. And of course, I think his vision is global. Let's hear it from Vijay now. Over to you, Vijay.
Thank you, Prerna. Thank you, everyone. Good morning, everyone. पहले तो सबको गणेश चतुर्थी की बहुत-बहुत शुभकामनाएं. I think it's an auspicious day for all of us where we're starting these learning sessions of Gurukul. And why Gurukul, which Prerna has already told you, and why this session? Because when we did a survey and I was overwhelmed by the response given by all the owners that employees first. मतलब हम सबको ये लगता है कि हमारे employees हमसे पहले हैं. And I was overwhelmed to see that. So that is how we requested Mandy sir to create a session. And so here we are with first Gurukul. I would like to add that thank you very much who's joined us day before yesterday on a COVID thing, which SOPs which we launched. It got a fantastic response. Thank you to all NEC members. Thank you to Siddharth and the COVID task team. There are 30 members who have put so much of efforts to make it to a reality. And I think we are now here by the major institutions, governments, everyone, and we'll be open very soon. And we are taking this initiative very aggressively ahead. So thank you very much. And now I would like to invite, one thing I would like to add, that when we joined or when we have been came in the NEC, we all thought that one IMA, one mission. So that is why all the initiatives are now going to be all across India, and all VPs are here with us, and very fantastic team. I'm very delighted to work each one of them, from Roshan to Summit to Deepak to KJ sir to Vicky to Aarti to Martin. He's our charmer. मतलब मेरे को पहले ऐसे लगता था यार एक आदमी मेरे कलर का भी हो तो ईमा को नजर नहीं लगेगी, तो अब दो लोग हैं ऐसे, हमारी ईमा को बिल्कुल नजर नहीं लगेगी. So going ahead, I would like to call Vicky a dapper, a styler, and he runs a very, very, very good or a very successful wedding management company called Miraj Weddings, based out of Kolkata. So Vicky, over to you.
Thank you, Vijay, for the kind introduction, and happy Ganesh Chaturthi to all. Taking this vision of one IMA forward, we are starting with this new Gurukul series, and Prerna would definitely like to thank you for taking this forward for all the zones. First, a big round of applause for Siddharth and team for the way they created history with EMA and the COVID task force. Best part is that we have a great NAC this time, great bonding, and I experienced this live with the first event I did here was the cyclothon, and the way Anand and the entire team of East led the entire movement, and the way it was appreciated, and the way my friends from the other zones participated and applauded for that event was very heartwarming. And looking for a great series of Gurukul, and over to you guys, and thank you so much. Let's rock EMA again.
Vijay sir, you got to unmute. Yes.
Next, we would like to call Aarti Mattu, VP West. Aarti, over to you.
Hi everybody, Ganpati Bappa Moria. I'm delighted to welcome all of you here on the very first Gurukul with the new team of EMA, collectively. This one has been, of course, put together by the Team North, and loud applause for the Team North for the first one to sort of kick off. And I'm also delighted to tell you all that, which everybody knows, that we are making some thundering noise with the new COVID SOPs that we have just presented yesterday or day before yesterday to the government of Maharashtra, Mrs. Valsa Nair, who's the principal secretary, tourism and culture, and we've presented her the SOP booklet. This is just the beginning, and we are intending to do a lot more. And thank you for all your supports with the FB filters and all of that we are making the current waves on. I'm also looking forward myself to learn a lot from this session, which is the Gurukul, because learning never stops in life, whatever age you are. I know a lot of friends of mine here agree with that. So just begin, and let's just see what this session the first session has to bring for us. All the very best. Thank you.
Martin, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. Today is a very happening day for EMA. We at EMA is all set to present Gurukul, Masterclass for Upskilling. This is an initiative that marks the presence some of the best industry leaders and mentors sharing knowledgeable insights on the existing and upcoming trends about event management. Motivation and rejuvenation is required to everyone. So we think Gurukul will be a booster package for our employees and for us to get updated. I'm happy that our 4 zones have come together as a single unit and do the Gurukul sessions. I request all our members to take this opportunity to get ourselves and our staff trained and updated to reap the gold in the future. Thanks Mandeep sir for doing this session for us. Thanks Prerna, Ruchin, Tushar, Jax, and with all the other zonal leaders and the entire secretariat for making this dream. EMA for all and all for EMA. Wish everyone all the very best and keep learning and have a good day. Thank you all.
Thank you, Martin. Just to add on, I think this is out of the survey, the next series which will be starting will be a rendezvous, 5th of August. So please block your calendar. It will be done in all 4 zones. The idea is that members know members. So definitely we'll be releasing the mailers and the concept very soon. So please block your calendars for 5th of September, 11 a.m. Teachers Day. Thank you. Over to you.
Is it me, sir? Yes, last part, Mr. Okay, I hear you. Okay, thank you very much, Vijay sir. Thank you very much to, of course, all our VPs, everyone, the entire secretariat who's responsible for making this possible. What a great day to start. Well, Ganesh Chaturthi it is, so let me take this opportunity as well to wish everyone right here a very happy Ganesh Chaturthi. And I'm sure that this auspicious start is going to mark a start for very good things in our lives. We all want to be back in the market, and I hope that happens really, really soon. So let's talk about today's session. Well, today's session will be led by none other than Mr. Mandeep Singh, CEO and Managing Director, CPM India. And we will be talking about, of course, a couple of things which we will be entailing. But before we do that, and before I go on to introduce Mandeep sir here for all of you, let me quickly see that how many people are really interested in learning whatever is going to happen. I want to keep it very interactive. And once again, we want to reiterate that Mandeep sir will be more than happy to answer a lot of questions for you. For that, all you have to do is keep writing, writing those questions in the chat box so that they can be addressed in time. We will be maneuvering the entire process for your ease, and we hope that you enjoy the session thoroughly. Okay, coming back now, today's session is about work to win input, output, outcome, and impact. Mandeep Singh is the CEO and Managing Director of CPM India. He has been one of the leading field marketing, which is one of the leading field marketing agencies in India, focused on the delivery of best-in-class omni-channel customer and brand engagement solutions for the global clients, spanning FMCG, IT, consumer electronics, automotive, and retail industries. Well, in his current role, he spearheads strategic planning and development of CPM in India, which is spread across 7 offices in the country. During his tenure at CPM, which spans over a decade, he has effectively led his team to use CPM's international experience by combining it with local expertise to provide efficient solutions to local, regional, and global clients. Today, CPM India is considered as one of the leading field marketing agencies in India and provides solutions to the global brands, namely HUL, GSK, P&G Reckitt, Intel, Abbott, L'Oreal, and many, many more. Along with, of course, heading the India operations, he's also a part of the global leadership team at CPM Group of Companies and is the chairman for CPM's Vietnam business. He has been responsible for mentoring the leadership team of CPM Vietnam and has helped them grow their business from strength to strength. He has been active in EMA for the last 8 years. In fact, he's one of the ones who started Gurukul long back in the north, about 6 years ago. He has played a critical role in Imagines and especially the EMAX, where he has served, and in EMA he has served also as the Secretary, General Secretary, and EVP. A thorough believer of learning and knowledge, and hence he has a passion for dissemination of knowledge, and for which he's here with all of us. When not working on the next big win for CPM India, Mandeep can be found indulging in his love for watching movies and attending sporting events. He also has a commercial Bollywood movie to his credit as a producer, and we are more than happy to now invite him to take over to produce this Gurukul. Mandeep sir, over to you.
Thank you so much, Sanchali. Hi, everyone. Great to see you all. Happy Ganesh Chaturthi to all. I think it's a very, very auspicious day. Before I move on, couple of things. I think it's been a great, great thing for me to see how this NEC is in sync with each other and working towards the single agenda of providing the best services for the association and its members. So kudos to all of you. I see the vibration. I see the energy which is behind you guys. So, and it's phenomenal, I think. So congratulations. With that said, I'll move on to what we are here for, which is knowledge, I guess. I have a request, and my style is much more interactive and participative. So I can see there are a lot of people who have joined in. My request would be for you guys to continuously be interacting with me when I am seeking that interaction, when I'm talking to you. It will be great if you key in the things which we are talking about. If you have any doubt or if you want to make a point on something which we are talking about, do type in. I will look at it. If I miss it, Sanchali will give me a prompt. But that's how we want to conduct this. It's sharing of my experience, my knowledge, and what I have learned over a period of time. But the idea is that am I successful in conveying that to you, and only you guys, if you're participative, if you let me know, then I'll know whether I'm being successful or not. So let's test this out to start with. Let me ask you a simple question. Can you just tell me your favorite Bollywood movie? Can you type in your favorite Bollywood movie? I just want to see what are the favorite Bollywood movies which you guys think. My chat is on. So somebody says Dawn, DDLJ, Three Idiots, great. So 3 idiots, DDLJ, Dawn so far. DDLJ comes again, Chishore comes again, 3 idiots come again. Somebody has kept Abhiman. There is Kaho Na Pyar Hai. There is 3 idiots. There is MS Dhoni. There is Namaste London. There is Sarkar. And Yuri. There's Yuri Surgical Strike. 3 idiot comes again. Border comes. Diwar comes. Vicky Tulsiana has written Diwar. Half of the people here might not know what Diwar is. Dil Chahta Hai. Welcome Amar Akbar Anthony. Super. So I've got a varied list. And the reason why I asked this is because we will come to this. You remember the names which you have written. Somebody has written Rockstar, Imtiaz Ali. Remember the movies which you have written, obviously. Also remember some of the names which are on the chat. And we will come back to why I asked this question. During some part of our discussion, it will come up and we'll recall this information. I have another important question for you. The topic is how do we win at work, how do we work so that how we make sure winning happens at work, whatever definition. I need to understand from you guys, and I'm specifically referring to all of you who are working in the agencies. I know there are some people who are also have tremendous experience with a lot of experience, and there's some agency owners also. But I'm specifically asking people who are working in the agencies right now as employees, what does winning at work mean for you? What do you think it means for you when you say winning at work? So if you can again help me and interact with me, telling me your thoughts, what does winning means to you? When you think of winning at work, what does it mean to you? Can I have some answers? So somebody says success. So success, I'm noting these down. Success is something which means winning at work. Common goals and targets of the whole team, achievement, common goals. Working with integrity, Aarti says, I'm going to say something which probably you need to understand. Passing of knowledge and honest conversation happens when we think first of ourselves. This whole session, my entire discussion with you is going to be about you. If you are gaining something or you can get an expertise, and if you become better, whoever you are connected with, whether it's your company, whether it's your family, whoever, everything becomes better. So when I ask you, I want to know what does winning means for you. So I understand success, there is integrity, there's loyalty, there's learning. Where are you gaining? Tell me what does winning mean for you per se? I work for myself first until I get happy. So for somebody saying, I need to be happy. Somebody is saying, I need to be passionate in what I'm doing. Client's acknowledgement. People are saying, if the client's acknowledgement, personal satisfaction, it boosts my confidence. So that's the kind of answers we're getting. Remember this. This is going to be important, because what you are now saying, that you are looking for personal satisfaction. You are saying you're looking at client acknowledgement. You're looking about achieving dreams. You're talking about how I need to feel happy. You're talking about personal growth. So these are the things which you're talking that do you want to achieve. Please remember this also. I know I'm asking you a lot of things to remember, but we've talked about movie and we've talked about what winning at work means for you. The last one, Preeti Shah said, for me, winning is the balance of monetary and personal growth. So money can't be far behind when you think about winning, and that's what is it. I'm going to take you to another thing which probably I want to know from you, and I'm going to share my screen with you to ask you something. I hope you are able to see my screen. Okay, yes, cool. So here is a situation for you. The situation is, are you able to see the questions coming in? No.
Not as yet, sir.
Okay. Just give me a minute. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's a 50 over match. Why? Yeah. It's a 50 over match. You are leading the bowler of your team, but can also bat.
So we can't see the screen anymore. We
Yeah.
can,
Can you?
no, we can't. We can't see the screen. We can't see the screen, sir.
Okay, just a minute. I'm sharing it again. Maybe it dropped out. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is it good?
Yes, visible now.
Okay. So the question is that it's a 50 over match. You're the leading bowler of your team.
Are you there, sir? I think you froze. So Mandeep sir will be back shortly. For everyone who's here, I'm sure the always on Zoom, whenever on Zoom, we all know what happens. So yes, yes, Roshan, we know we can't see the questions, so just give us a couple of seconds. I think Mandeep sir will be back. I think somehow screen's frozen. Okay. So while he asks his question, since he's talking about matches, I'm going to ask how many of you are looking forward to watch the IPL? I know I'm not the right person. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you for answering that. I'll just try to be a little interactive here in the meantime and buy some time while Mandeep sir is back. And any of you who has thought process while you're the top bowler in the match, Arti, thank you for saying that. Okay, so IPL, which is your favorite team? Probably you can write it down and let's see who are you rooting for. Not after Dhoni is gone, but he's there in IPL, isn't he, Tanaz? So he will be there in IPL. Chennai, of course, CSK has been one of my favorite teams too. KKR, Mumbai Indians, Delhi for sure. Nitin, how's Delhi doing now? Delhi Capitals has done pretty well actually this time. They have, I think the field coach is Kaif right now, Mohammad Kaif. KKR, a lot of people rooting for KKR. So 3 people already there for KKR. And anyone here who's following the UEFA Champions League? The finals is, I think, tonight for us, RCB. Okay, Vibhu Agarwal, RCB. Yes. Any idea who's going to win this one? Is it going to be Munich or is it going to be Paris, PSG? Okay, so 2 questions right here. A lot of people, so between a lot of people saying CSK, RCB, and KKR, these are the 3 prominent teams which are there. Mumbai Indians, somebody said. Munich for sure. I think Munich is a much better team. Let's see as far as they're concerned. So SRH. Which one is that? Sorry, I'm missing Jagpreet. Yeah, Bayern Munich for sure. Bayern, I'm also rooting for Bayern Munich, though my favorite team is PSG. Somehow I like Paris more, but there are very strong chances of Munich winning this one. Sunrisers, yes, sorry, my bad. SRX, Sunrisers Hyderabad, KKR. And who is, okay, let's see how many of you can, how many you might be right at this. Who do you think, is there going to be a man of the match for this one or the series for this one? If it goes out to someone, who do you think it will be? Who is one of the best players? Okay, so why I'm touching sports, obviously, because Mandeep sir left it there. A lot of Arjuna awards have been recently announced, so congratulations, I'm sure, to everyone who has got the award. And Rohit Sharma has been awarded the Arjuna award for this time. So Dhoni, Kohli, Dhoni this time. Rohit is a pretty good contender, I think, for winning this one. Dhoni, Andrew Russell. Sanjay, thank you for answering that. We will request our backend team to just check with Mandeep sir once so that he can be back. Rajiv Khel Ratna Awards. Yes, I think they've announced yesterday, if I'm not wrong. 2020, yes, and my bad, not Arjuna Khel Ratna Awards. Yes. So they got announced yesterday. A lot of people I know, I think there were 2 contenders who didn't get it, but there is one from table tennis who was one. If I'm not, I don't remember the list, of course, but yes, they have been the ones. So anything in particular that you want to ask Mandisa throughout this session, some of the generic questions, anything you probably would want to learn from him, you can even put those questions out here. We will try to address those as Manika Batra, correct. Thanks, Jagmohan. Thank you for helping me. Okay, so coming back after, I think I've talked sports enough. That is my love for sports coming out. But let's talk about learning. So obviously learning is an essential part of the entire series, and that is why we are here. Vijay Prerna, okay, so I will request Vijay sir, Mr. Vijay Arora, if I can have you back right here on the screen for a bit and have a quick interaction with you, if you're around. Yes, and Prerna, if you're there. Thank you. Sorry guys for the glitch, but we will be back very shortly. I'm sure sir is getting the entire thing in place. Hi Roshan sir. So yes, Prerna is here. So Prerna, let me do a quick interaction thing with you. So actually, Roshan sir, I can ask you this along with Prerna, and probably if you want, you can reply this here in chat. So I think you have been a mentor, and as far as a lot of talks and a lot of takeaways are concerned, what do you think is what is the importance of learning or probably training in an employee's or in an organization's life, or from that perspective, how important is training? Why do you think even after we have gone through our formal education, after we have gone through multiple trainings on multiple levels, where do you think that learning, where do you think further learning gives you an edge, especially when you are working, when you are on the job? So Aarti says, go talking generally about learning. Yes, Prerna, if you would want to answer that.
So like I started the session and I said that learning and development is a continuous process.
Yes.
And that's the only thing which is a constant change. Because if you do not learn, you do not grow and you do not evolve. And how can you help your organization if you yourself are not up to date with what's happening, what's new, what more can be done? So the only way we all believe here is that it is continuous and continuous learning. That's what I believe, and I truly believe, and that's why I think all of us here are connected to this initiative.
Correct. Thank you very much, Prerna. And upskilling is the way to go. More that we have learned in this time than any other. And Mandeep sir is back with us. So I think we can stop talking and hand it over back to Mandeep sir to take it forward. So we talked a lot of sports while you were gone. So I just continued on that, but over to you.
Sorry about that, but as you say, there's a law that what you don't expect happens. So Murphy is usually right when it comes to these kind of things. My actually computer got rebooted. I don't know why it got rebooted, and I was struggling. So we talked about your favorite movie, and I know you said a whole lot of names. We also talked about what winning means to you at work, and you talked about how it is about satisfaction, how it's about client recognition, how it's about probably monetary and personal gains, and you talked about that. And I was about to give you a situation when I got into a situation myself, right? So let's play the situation again. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm going to share the screen again to see if this works this time. Okay, it's a 50-over match. You're the leading bowler of the team, but you can also bat. It is important that you win this match. You win the toss and choose to bat. Your best batsmen are gone and the score is 9 runs for 4 wickets. And that's when you walk in to bat. I need to know what would you be thinking. I need to know from you people, what is that you will be thinking under these circumstances? You got the situation. This is the situation which you are in. And I need to understand what all will you be thinking when you walk in. So thought process is, if you are the top bowler in 50-over match, thought process in the head is that you're the top bowler. To stay and build partnership, should have bowled first, okay, to make sure we win, okay. Somebody saying to win the match, keep calm and to achieve the runs, build partnership. to stay and give it your best. Okay, so let me focus on winning. We'll stay and build partnership. So there's a lot of people who are talking about how you would want to win the match, how you would want to make sure we win, how there's somebody who said playing one ball at a time, Baneet Singh. Well said, stay still over 50 overs for the team. As Sidhu Paji used to say, hole hole, thalle thalle, pole pole. This is Roshan who said, so no wonder Roshan, you are in the long innings because you are playing hole hole, thalle thalle, te pole pole. Okay, let me try and show you something else now, which you will understand and which you'll relate to. Have a look at this. The situation which I gave you actually happened. It happened when the year India won the World Cup match. It was a match which was the 20th match for India. It was India versus Zimbabwe. There was one thing which I told you wrong, that it was a 50-over match. In this case, at that point of time, India used to have a 60, or the World Cups used to have 60-over matches. So this was a 60-over match. The score was 9-4, and that's exactly when Kapil Dev walked in. Do you really think he was thinking of winning the match? Do you really think he was thinking I should have bowled first? Do you really think he was thinking I have to stay till the end? I don't know what he was thinking. I'm sure none of us knows what he's thinking. What he tells us now, what he was thinking, is also what he tells us now. At that point of time, probably it was actually one ball at a time. Why am I saying at that point of time it was one ball at a time? Because to play the kind of innings which he did, it has been unheard of. I don't know how many of you are aware, but this innings, because of the BBC strike, was not even captured on any camera. So nobody knows how this inning was played except some photographs. But think, you are 9-4, you walk in, what should you be thinking? And as Baneet said, that it is one ball at a time, it is important, irrespective of what we need, irrespective of what we want, we play one ball at a time. And why is it important that we should play one ball at a time? It's important we play one ball at a time because put yourself into Kapil Dev's shoes. Playing one ball at a time must have required immense concentration. Playing one ball at a time must have required a lot of focus. Playing one ball at a time, he would have gained in confidence slowly and steadily. Playing one ball at a time, he probably read the situation better. He was able to see which are the batsmen which are weak, bowlers which are weak. He must be able to read the field well. He must be able to time his shots well. And then the confidence must have started increasing. I'm not sure winning was in his mind, because anyway, they were playing first. The thing could on his mind be, let's sustain as much as possible. Let's create a score which is respectable, which we can defend. And that is what probably must have been going. And this is also we feel. But what I want you to understand is, I don't think at that point of time the result was in his mind. I don't think at that point of time what will happen later in his mind. He was actually more bothered about, we've lost so many batsmen. I need to protect the turf and I need to continue to play on. This is the actual scorecard. This is the actual scorecard, as you can see. And as some of you will recall, he went on to make 175. Probably one of the, according to Sunil Gavaskar, it is one of the best innings he has seen from any player. And that's somebody of stature like Sunil Gavaskar saying. What am I trying to say here? What I'm trying to say here is that it's very, very critical that we understand that what is that we are pursuing. What is that we are going after? I know that all of us are driven by results. So I know that India won the World Cup and we were all elated by it, and that's what probably made this innings even more memorable. And if we wouldn't have won the World Cup, this inning would have been talked about, but not in as much fondness as we do. The challenge is all of us, you, me, us as agencies, all of us who run the agencies, your colleagues who are with you in your department, in your company, all of us are driven by results. The fact is, it's the results which matter to us the most. When I asked you the question, what does winning means for you, there was a lot of result-oriented lot of results-oriented answers. You said you need client acknowledgement. You said personal growth. So we all are pursuing something, right? And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying it's wrong. There's nothing wrong in seeking results. There's nothing wrong in desiring results. There's nothing wrong in thinking that you want to achieve bigger results. I know how there are theories available, and I'm a believer myself. Unless and until you envisage it, you vision it, it won't happen. So that's how dreams come true. That's how visions come true. That's how visions are created. Then what am I talking? Why am I putting so much stress on results and how we are focused? The challenge probably is that's only one side. That's only one side. Before I go on and talk about a little bit more on this, can I ask you what kind of results are expected from you people in your workplace? So can you tell me what are the kind of results that are expected from you at workplace? Because we want to conquer that, right? We want to win at work. So what are the kind of results you are pursuing while you're working? Or what are the kind of results that are expected from you? So client satisfaction, footfall, revenues. What else? More client base, satisfaction. So very clearly, client and revenue is coming high. Growth of the company is coming. No nonsense behavior. So Jagmohan says what is expected from me is no nonsense behavior. As an artist, somebody saying it's client satisfaction, sustained relationship with the client, perfect experience for everyone. Great. I see the kind of results you're talking about. Appraisal from clients. Somebody said appraisal from clients. Kishore Kumar said appraisal from clients. New avenues for business. Manish said, are the client objectives met? Kinjal has said, under current circumstances, survival of the agency and the team together. Kinjal, I really would like to come back to this point because this point is very, very critical right now. Kunal has left my positive energy. Do you guys really think what you're writing is true? This is how you are expected results? Is this what you are appraised on? Is this what is measured properly? Is this what is tracked properly by you and by your organization? So I know business could be calculated. I know revenue could be calculated. How will other things get calculated? How will your positive energy get calculated? How will your survival get calculated? How will client objective be? So somebody's written performance is measured. True. Performance is measured. It's tangible. You get a target, you achieve the target, and you know how you're doing, right? So you will get results. Is that what you say? And if we continue this example, if you want to achieve better result or if you want to excel, you would want to achieve your targets regularly and more often, and therefore be the best performer in the team. Execution as per the plan or the script. So here you are talking about that one of the result is expected is execution and planning, which is as per the plan. Let me try and share my screen again, and if we can. So, how many of you recognize this? Do you recognize this? Yeah. Tell me, do you recognize this? What you see? What I just shown, how many of you recognize this? What happens when I leave the ball on the left? Tell me what happened when I leave the ball on the left. What happens to the whole structure? The ball on the right hand side goes up by the same distance, correct? When I leave the ball on the left, it hits the whole structure, and the ball on the right goes up by the same. Do you agree? Do you agree, guys? Okay, yes. The same energy is transferred to each ball. Everyone follows the same behavior. Cool. So you all agree. And this is where I want to talk about the first concept to you. Release of the first ball is an input, and the action of the last ball is the output. Till now, when I asked you what does winning means for you, you talked about what you want the output to be. You talked about you want a client, satisfied client. You talked about how you want to achieve personal growth. You talked about how you need to deliver as per the plan and the script. You talked about survival during the current time. You talked about all this, which is all output. That is what you want the results to be. I have a question. What are your inputs? What will you do that will result into that? We are always so focused on the results that we forget to play one ball at a time. Guys, whatever your results are in your organization, so let me put myself into your shoes and probably think my boss would want me to be the best performer, which would mean if I am a BD guy, he would want me to get maximum revenue. If I'm a creative guy, he would want me to create the best designs in shortest possible time. If I'm a client servicing guy, he would want that client should be my best friend and I should be able to mine the client better and grow the business. If I'm a finance person, I should be able to delay the payments and get my payments quickly. These are various things, right? And what about the inputs? So Kunal has written, aren't the inputs decided based on the end output required? Yes, Kunal, that's exactly what my point is. When we look at what we want, our focus becomes that, but we forget that that is the output that we deserve. Let me try and explain it. So Hitesh has written, well-planned inputs given to our employees. How many of you can cook? How many of you can prepare a meal or a dish? How many of you can do that? Can we just, yeah, okay. So great. I see Roshan saying, Tana saying, Aditya saying, cool. So a whole lot of you can make many cuisines. Roshan says many cuisines. Roshan, मैं सुनी सुनाई बातों पे विश्वास नहीं करता. Anyways, so coming back to if you guys know how to cook, what is the output? The output is the dish you create or the meal you create, right? That's what you decide कि आज मेरे को दल्ली निहारी बनानी है, correct? But you know it inside you कि उसको बनाने के लिए मेरे को चाहिए क्या क्या, correct? So you have, first of all, what you need is recipe. Do you know how to make it? Yeah, Kishore, you're right. Ingredients is important. But before ingredients, what is important is recipe. Because recipe पता होगी तभी पता लगेगा ingredients कौन से चाहिए और कौन से ingredients चाहिए उसको कितनी quantity में चाहिए, right? So post unlock, there's a cooking party happening. Great. But let's stick to it. If you need to make a dish, you need to have a recipe. So you need to know the knowledge of how to make that dish. In the recipe, you need to have ingredients, right quantity of ingredients, and also the whole process of making that dish. Either you have mastered it and you know it by heart, and obviously you don't need the recipe again. Ingredient list, you will still check. And that's where the key is. Going back to what Kunal said, Kunal, I agree that output is important, but till the time you're not sure you have the right recipe, you have the right ingredients, and you know how to use the ingredients, it won't happen. The challenge is in our daily work, in our rat race, we are so much focused about the results that we keep working towards the results. We don't work towards the right ingredients. We don't work towards the, somebody said, right utensils. We don't work towards the, whether I'm cooking the recipe at the right temperature. We don't work towards that. Why is that? People who succeed play a lot of importance to pre-stage before the result outcome. We all know Olympics happen once in 4 years, right? There are athletes who prepare for 4 years for that one race. That's the kind of preparation which they do. They are so much bothered about the preparation that the outcome is not, it's just an outcome, right? It's just that either they win the medal or they don't win the medal, but they are bothered about how has their preparation been going. So what probably I'm trying to highlight here is input is the key. Output is desirable, input is the key. Somebody is saying work towards the right process. The journey is important than the destination. I'll be very honest, and I know what I'm going to say is, मैं यहाँ पे philosophy नहीं करने आया हूँ, तो मैं नहीं बोलूँगा कि that whole experience of learning is more important than the destination. नहीं, मैं नहीं बोलूँगा. मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ वो try and understand whatever you want to achieve. Don't so. And that is the exercise. Think in your mind, what do you want to achieve in your organization this year? At the end of this year, what is it that you want to achieve? Start thinking about it, right? I'm saying that's great as a output. Start thinking about the inputs. What do you want to do for that? What are those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps that you need to take for that? And let me ask you a big question. What is the biggest input you have to give to your organization? मैंने आपने outputs बताए, आपने बोला कि ये हमारे outputs है. I'm asking you, what is the biggest input? So I want to understand. बोलना आसान है. What is the input? So Meenu is saying human resource. No, so I'm asking you as an individual. If each one of you want to have an output which you want to achieve by the end of the year, what is the input that you have? So Abhijit has said time and dedication. Somebody is saying hard work. Yes, now we are talking the kind of inputs you can put. So you're talking about time, you're talking about money, you're talking about dedication, you're talking about hard work. Somebody saying big executional idea. Somebody saying planning, my belief in factor, honesty. Okay. Guys, you need to understand the biggest input you have is time. That's the number one input. You will decide where you want to spend your time on. The second biggest input you have is your energy or your ability. Where are you putting your energy and ability into? Let's again take an example. And I think Kunal mentioned it, this thing. We all are in a situation which is not very favorable. There is extremely less business. There is extremely tight situation on financials of every organization. There are salary cuts. Everybody's looking at what will happen for the future. Chances are no increments. Chances are some people must be thinking, will I survive? Will I not survive? And there must be various scenarios, right? What is the input you are putting in this time to make sure you get the output which you want? Are you investing your So sharing the knowledge with our team. Hitesh has said, guys, I have a request. Forget team, forget organization. Talk about yourself. What are you doing to get the output which you want? I am here not to tell you how your companies should do well. I'm not here to tell you how, as a, your department should do well. I'm more bothered about how you will do well. And the reason is, if you will do well, whoever you're connected to will do well. So somebody is asked, what if the goal is not set? How does one decide the input it is generating? Some that are saying, I'm focusing on building my knowledge domain, improvising my skills, maintaining positivity, somebody said. Great. So I accept majority of us are looking at knowledge, maintaining our skills. How is that going to help you in the output? What is the output that you want? In the post-COVID era, what is the output do you want? You want to remain in the company where you're working. You want to feel valuable there. You want to prove a point that I am an important asset. You want to make sure you try and get an increment. You want to make sure that your employer tells you you are one of the best. If that is the output, how are we helping? So somebody is saying individually we are one drop, together we are one ocean. No, I'm again saying, I'm not looking at philosophy. I'm saying अगर आप चाहते ये हो कि कोविड के बाद आपको इंक्रीमेंट भी मिल जाए, आपकी जॉब भी सिक्योर रहे, आपको आपका एम्प्लॉयर he thinks you are the best person and in the team, how will that happen? By keeping yourself motivated? By just taking training? No. You'll have to deliver value. You'll have to think what are the inputs needed to deliver value. You will need to do something in which you feel I am contributing to the organization, whether it is your time, whether it is the way you want to operate in the organization, whether you are thinking something for the organization which is going to help the organization, and a whole lot of things. And I'll share an example with you here. There are people in our organizations, and I'm sharing this on a personal level with you. Our office was shut for about 2.5, 3 months. There were people in the organization who probably were working from home, and we have a large force. We have about 250 odd people. So, but they were working from home, but they were not able to be in touch with either their bosses or the team at large. They were working, I don't doubt anything on it. But there were other people who probably on every day basis or every alternate day basis wanted to correct, wanted to do something interesting. It started from a Tombola game together between 100 people to informal chats and gossips between those people. And then it went on to training, which we as an organization were not playing any role. It was happening because some of the people were taking these initiatives. Now, in our eyes, there were people who were driving this positivity. They were not only being positive, they were taking this positivity and spreading it around. They were making things happen. So they are the people who were adding value compared to somebody else who was just receiving that value and was being happy. So at the end of post-COVID era, whenever we'll create that list and we'll talk about which are the people who actually turned the tide, we'll always remember those people who turned the tide because they added extra value. You have an option that whether you just want to focus on the output or whether you want to believe that I want to invest my time in looking at the inputs. Somebody said we'll make new concepts for pitch for the new normal. Yes, those are the things to work for. And the key is not only creating that, sharing it with your team, sharing it with your people, making sure that more and more people talk about it. Somebody said, step into the client shoes, understand their objectives, get desired result for the client, provide value for money. Tanaz, you said it right. But again, these are broad terms. Is any one of your employee willing to say, I am willing to do a survey of all the clients and create a report out of what they would expect post-COVID? That's tangible. That's adding value. That's the input. If he'll make, the output will be what he needs. Otherwise, it's all close to fluff or superficial. It needs to be tangible, which can be measured, and it is time bound so that you can say, this is the result. Somebody who says, okay, you know what? I will take the initiative, speak to 20 clients, find out the 5 key things they'll be interested post-COVID. That's what you want. And if one of your employee does that, that is the employee who's thinking on inputs. It's very easy to say, "Mere ko ye chahiye, I need this," but it's very difficult when you start thinking about it. So my request to all of you is, it's okay for the output which you need, but start thinking on the inputs. The inputs need to be tangible, because if the inputs are not tangible, outputs will not be tangible. How? You might say, I was the most positive person in the office. How will you measure it? There is nothing which you can measure it on. And if you'll not measure it, you might feel I'm the most positive person, but that's not how people will feel. That's not how people will think that this thing. So it's very, very, very important to understand why inputs are critical. So focus on the inputs. Let me also try and shift this little bit to another discussion which I probably want to have. There was a time when we, and I gave you example of the Olympic sports people, but I'm now trying to relate that to something else. Over a period of time, what we have realized that what people need and what people want has become much more multidimensional. There was a time when people would be happy that I need a promotion. And if that person gets a promotion with the raise, he would be very happy. Suddenly, promotion and raise is not only thing which is important. You also want that I should be given a bigger team. You also want that I should be included in the senior leadership team. And it has become, your demands or your expectations or your outputs have become multidimensional. And that's the effort that it is required for inputs. And I'm sure we all are fond of cricket. So there was a time in cricket when there used to be batsmen, there used to be bowler, and also there used to be 2 all-rounders and 1 wicket keeper, right? So people had their outputs very clearly demarked. कि मैं रन बनाऊंगा, मैं विकेट कीपिंग करूंगा, मैं बॉलिंग करूंगा और मैं दोनों चीजें कर लूंगा थोड़ी थोड़ी. You think those people can survive in today's time? They can't. Today, almost all the players are all-rounders. There are definitely 2-3 people who can do the wicket keeping. All of them have to be great field people. Gone are the days where your best batsman was supposed to be standing in the field where the ball comes the least. Gone are those days, right? It's very, very, very important that we understand that as our output matrix change. So imagine pehle, the guy who used to wanted to be the batsman, he would only practice good batting and he would survive. Today, people have to practice fitness because they have to be fit. Then they have to practice fielding because they want to be the best fielder. Then they have to practice batting because they want to really be the top batsman. And I'm not saying the non-bowlers need to practice bowling, but they would definitely know how to just, swing their arms. That is what is important. So imagine the kind of effort input required by them. It's changed. Why? Because now the output has changed. So if you want a big growth for yourself, you want to see yourself as a GM, CEO, VP, whatever, that will exactly mean that you need to provide as many inputs as possible. It's very, very, very important that you understand that more dynamic outputs you need, more broader outputs you need, more inputs you need to be concentrated about. I'm going to share my screen and try and show you the. Do you recognize this guy? Do you recognize this guy? Come on, guys, let's see. Usain Bolt, Usain Bolt, Usain Bolt, Usain Bolt. What is Usain Bolt known for? Please tell me, what is he known for? He is 100 and 200 meters world record holder. Good, yes. He is the fastest man on the earth. That's what he's known for. We all know it, right? Who is the second fastest? Who is the second fastest? Come on, guys. Tell me who's the second fastest. And that's where the problem starts. So you need to understand we live in a world where I am telling you how output and input is important. But the fact is, awards just go to the output. Awards are always given to the output. We don't even know who are the second fastest in the world. Yes, so it's Tyson and Johan, both of them. 9.58 was the record for Usain, and 9.69 was for Tyson Gay and Johan Blake, I think both. And I'm sure Aditya and Lalit, Google is doing a good job with you guys. The point I was making is that this is where the dichotomy comes in. What is needed to get the output is the input, but we don't award the input. We award the output. Imagine there are two people who are the second fastest and they're slow by 0.11 seconds and we don't even know their names. That's the problem. That's where the challenge comes, and that's where we need to think what we need to do. And when I say we, I'm saying all of us as employees. If my output is going to be rewarded, then why should I put so much focus on the inputs? That's how I think कि मेरे को ना बस ये करना है जो अब हमारी लैंग्वेज में बोलते हैं ना जुगाड़ जुगाड़ हम इसलिए करते हैं because output reward होगा. Nobody is bothered about the input. But output will not happen if you don't have an input. That's where the whole dichotomy comes in. So what should we do? What should we do? I have a small story for you, and I want you to read that story. And immediately after that story, I would do a poll. Let me. Okay. I'm giving you 2 minutes to read the story. Please read the story. And post that, I'm going to request a poll which I want on this. I'm just giving you 2 minutes to read the story. It's a short story. If you need to read it twice, read it twice. No worries. Yeah. So the quick poll is choose the character you like the least in the story. There are 5 characters in the story: Manvi, Harish, Shantanu, Utkarsh, and Samir. Please poll for your least liked character in this story. We'll give you another minute and then we'll try and look at the poll results. What does it say? Okay, let's try and see if we have the poll results. Can I request if we can have the poll results, please? So all of you read the story. Yo. So there are 33% people who feel Harish is the least preferred character. There are 33% people feel Shantanu is the least preferred character. I'm surprised there are 17 people who feel Badvi is the least preferred character. And there are 13% people who feel there's Utkarsh is a least preferred character. And there are 4% who said Samir is also least preferred character. There is no right answer to this story. So why, can I request the poll results to just be there for some time? So, can I request the poll? Yeah, thanks. So why did I ask this question to you? Why was it important? The reason why it was important is the same story was seen by all of you. It was read by all of you. The language was same for all of you. But how you have decided the character you don't like is based on what you feel or where you perceive things differently or where you come from or how you have envisaged the character, right? I am not going to debate with you which was the least preferred character. That's not what my job is. I am not going to tell you why Manvi or Harish, Shantanu, Utkarsh or Samir had good points or bad points. But what you need to understand is, if you think your inputs are great and somebody else think they are not great, don't blame that person. You need to understand that we are different people, we perceive things differently, and you have to start doing things in a way which are perceived by many people in the right manner. In this poll, also, surprisingly, we don't have a decision or we don't have a unanimous thing. Even Harish and Shantanu are tied. Please think of this as a result of which person we want to give no increment. And there are two people who are leading that inko increment nahi milna chahiye. Can you imagine the debate which will happen over that then? So, if you are Harish, or if you are Shantanu, or if you are Utkarsh, or you are Samir, or you are Manvi, you need to be conscious of the fact my actions, my work, my input parameters, my effort, my attitude, my time spent are going to be seen by other people. So it's important that the other people read right. So Charlie is saying, but sir, everything at the end of the day boils down to the best result. Then one feels defeated with the inputs. Yes. Thank you, Sanchali, for asking this. You are right that if the results don't come, we can feel dejected. And it is important. And we can let the poll results go. Thank you. And I'm going to share the screen again with you and try and show you something. Okay, we all remember this. We all know what did I just made you a glimpse of. Do you all know what you saw? Can I have some going? Yes, 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 yes. Great. So what did you see? How many of you were actually saw the Chandrayaan moon landing when it was trying to land on the Mars? How many of you actually saw the live this thing? So Sanchali saying she saw that. A whole lot of people are saying it, and we all for that 5 minutes when there was no transmission between the center and our lander, we all were worried. We all felt dejected, right? But that dejection lasted for a small time, because now I'm going to talk about the third thing, which probably is important, is outcome. What we forget is we get focused on the output. We don't get focused on the outcome. The outcome of this mission was positive. The output was not positive because it was unsuccessful. But the outcome was that in the entire nation was proud of what they did. The entire nation actually rooted for them even when we were not successful. Right? Indian cricket team हारती है, हम उनके पीछे जूते लेके पड़ जाते हैं. But यहाँ पे, when the whole world was watching, we failed and we were remained all positive. Why? I think because the outcome was positive. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand there is input, there is output, and there is outcome, which is also very relevant. So I talked about, remember the athlete who works for 4 years and then tries for Olympics? He's bothered about outcome. When he practices, he's worried whether I'm meeting my own time, am I giving my best? If he gives his best, he's not unhappy. Even if he doesn't win the medal, he's not unhappy at all. How do you measure this outcome basis one's own performance? Yes, you measure this outcome based your own performance, based on your own best performance and what it does to others. Excuse me. Just excuse me, please. Yeah. So you measure the outcome. Outcome is very, very mix of tangible and intangible kind of a thing. आप outcome measure कर सकते हो about your giving the best and what it does to others. Remember the example which I gave about if you want to do a client survey and come out with a report, what clients want. Your output is that report, but what is the outcome? Outcome is the value which you create of them with that report. Outcome is that tangible icing which you bring on yourself, tangible incremental gain which you bring on yourself. That is the value which goes up, and that's the outcome which is desired. Very, very clearly, ऐसा नहीं है कि आपके टीम में second best person is not considered good. He is considered good till the time he knows that I am the second best, till the time he knows उसका outcome क्या है. I have another last point which I want to introduce here and take you back to the question. आपको याद है हमने movies की बात की थी कि movies आपको कौन-कौन सी पसंद है, correct? You remember the first question which I asked you, right? So you people named D-Day, LJ, Dawn, Three Idiots, and all those kind of movies. Why did you name these movies? Do you know which are the top 3 movies in the terms of biggest Bollywood money makers? Do you have any idea which is the number 1 money maker movie, Bollywood movie? Any clue? Come on, guys. PK, no. Bahubali, no. Bahubali, no. Krish, no. Mughal Azam, no. It's Dangal. Dangal is the biggest money grosser in Bollywood cinema. The question I'm asking is, there is a record of 10 top movies. You guys didn't name them, except Three Idiots, which is in there. DDLJ is not in there. Dawn is not in there. Rockstar is not in there. You didn't name them. Why didn't you name any one of the top? जिन movies को best result मिला हुआ है, आपने उनको name ही नहीं किया. And then we say the results are rewarded. Again, another dichotomy. Results are rewarded, but when I asked you the best movies, you didn't name them. There's a reason why you didn't name them. And the reason is the movies which you named had an impact on you. And that's what you remember. You don't remember result. You don't remember output. You don't remember outcome even. What you remember is the impact. The impact it will create on you. And that's what your output needs to create or outcome needs to create. And that's what you need to prepare for. आप में से काफी लोगों ने winning at work का जब मैंने question पूछा था तो बोला था that we need to create good client experiences, good client service. That's the impact you want to create. And that's what you've seen, right? That's the impact which you want to create. For that impact, you need to make sure you have the right output and you have the right input. So please understand what I'm saying here and what you need to probably look at this. And I'm trying to leave you with this. We're talking about input, we're talking about output, we're talking about outcome, and we're talking about impact. That's what we are talking. Please make sure you know what is the outcome you want. When you said you want a monetary and personal growth, उसका impact ये है आपके लिए क्या है उसको लिखो. Outcome क्या होना चाहिए? Please write. उसके हिसाब से start writing your output and input. And that's what I want to leave you with. I want you to have your sheet for this year. You have 4 months left. Please write the outcome which you want for yourself in January on top. What is the outcome you want in your professional space? Please put that outcome. Please write the outputs which you require for this. So if the outcome is I want to be promoted, then the outputs need to be, you need your knowledge to increase, you need your client relationships to become the best, you want your revenue to become whatever. Those are the outputs which you will write, correct? And then decide the inputs. So for example, if your output is your knowledge needs to increase, maybe in the input you will write, I will start reading more. Maybe you will say, I will take 2-3 extra trainings on this subject. If client satisfaction is your output, your input should be, I will start measuring and asking my clients what they need more from me. I will do that one extra thing which will delight my client. Start putting those things there. On the right hand side, there's a magic required. And there are 2 magics which are required from you, which is your attitude and your belief system. And the reason why I say this, your attitude will keep you focused on this. If you start believing on what is the outcome I need, what are the outputs which I need to create, what do I need to work on? It's the orange space on the bottom which you will work on. Rest is all which is going to come. And your belief system is the one which will drive you towards the right outputs, because people, लोगों को काम नहीं दिखता है, लोगों को जिस नियत से काम किया गया है वो दिखता है. और इस चीज को नोट करना, people don't only see work, people see the intent behind the work. And I'll give you a very, very big example of this. If we look at the top 10 movies, Aamir Khan will have 3 movies in that. 3 Idiots, Tare Zameen Par, and Dangal, right? But it's the same Aamir Khan when somebody decided, oh, now I am going to make the biggest movie of the all. I'm going to get Aamir Khan and I'm going to get Amitabh Bachchan together, and that movie will be the biggest hit. And what happened to that movie? It was a bomb, right? Because that person probably just wanted to create the end result, not the intent. People see the intent and they go for the intent. I'll leave you with this. You can take a screenshot. I can send it across. But it will be great for you if you prepare this for yourself every 6 months. See this. I hope and wish you have a manager. I hope you wish you have a team which can do this together. So your manager should validate that I agree with this outcome, I agree with this output, and I agree with this input. Let's start measuring you on your inputs and then see whether the outputs are coming or not coming, and the outcome is coming or not coming. Let me give you a warning. There are chances that you might not get some of your results. Don't get dejected. That's where your belief system and attitude will come in. Because with your attitude and belief system, which is the magic word, the outcome might be different. You might be perceived, यार अच्छी मेहनत करता है लड़का ये, या अच्छी लड़की है यार ये इसमें ना एटीट्यूड सही है, सक्सेसफुल हमेशा नहीं होती है, बट सही एटीट्यूड है, I would rather work with her. So this is what I would want to convey to you. I would want you to focus, continue focusing on dreaming, continue focusing on what you want to do. But when you think of that, please make a list of कि इसके लिए मेरे को करना क्या पड़ेगा. डिश के बारे में सोचो, रेसिपी के बारे में भी सोचो, ingredients के बारे में भी सोचो. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed, but I'm happy to take any question answers with you guys.
Thank you very much, Mandeep sir. And as you said, there are a lot of things that, like, I'm sure stick with all of us. I think we all needed to hear that bit, you reach the outcome, you're always looking at that person, or, somebody who's at the top. You don't realize, even when you feel happy and once you see that outcome, probably there's somebody better than you feel defeated. But the thing is that you are improving every day, and you need to realize this is where you stand and how the world perceives it. Thank you. This was really deep, and this is something which we've learned from you every day as well. I'm sure if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask them, as Mandeep sir has already mentioned here. He's always a great man to talk to and learn. A lot of praises, obviously, sir, coming for you, and you can read that as well. Very insightful session, awesome sharing. Anyone, if you have any questions, I think sir will be more than happy to answer right now. Otherwise, we will be closing this session. And you can always, sir, can they write to you if they have?
Yes, please feel free. And I know that usually the whole idea is turn this around, twist this around, keep the concept with you, and use the way you want it. ये किताबी ज्ञान नहीं है. This is what we need to concentrate on and do it.
Okay, so thank you. I believe there aren't many questions, but yes, of course, a lot of praises. And we have a survey form, which you can see a link, a clickable link or URL, which has just been shared by Prakash. If you can see in your chat, we request you to kindly fill this up, do this survey, because one, that helps us get a feedback as to how the entire session was, what was your learning. And secondly, we also get ready for our next session, because as we mentioned in the beginning, it was basis the poll that everyone shared and decided that employees are the pertinent part of any organization, and their development comes first, and that's why the first session was for employees. So thank you very much for that poll, and lots and lots of thanks to you, Mandeep sir. But we'll have a formal thank you by Jagmohan Singh, who is here with us. So over to you, Jagmohan. You'll have to unmute yourself.
Okay, thanks, Sanchali. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, hi. What a session. Wow. Very insightful. I call it IOOI session. So I would like to thank the entire team, Mandeep sir, especially to you, for putting up such a great session. Maybe we'll have more sessions from you in futures too. And the entire, all the zonal teams and the VPs onto it. Thank you very much. And all the people who have attended the session, I hope it was great, and we'll be coming back with more such sessions soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Singh. Thank you very much. Of course, committee member North, as well as, of course, we know he is a part of the company TNBT. Thank you very much for that formal thank you. Yes, I still see you on the screen. So we'll keep your face, and you can probably I'll keep talking. But thank you very much. Thank you to everyone who attended the session. And thank you once again, Mandeep sir. This was not just a learning in terms of a professional learning, something that we can, I think everyone agrees with it and has been mentioning this in the chat. These are not my words, but this is something that we can incorporate and in every aspect of our life. And it was a great start on a very auspicious day. So thank you for making the Gurukul really, really special, opening it for us. And these teachings, these learnings will definitely be a big boost
in everyone's career, I'm sure, as soon as we incorporate them. So thank you for joining in, and of course, do leave in your feedback. Thank you to the entire secretariat of IMA. Thank you to all our VPs. Thank you for everyone who's behind the effort of putting this entire thing together. This is your MC, Sanchali Arora, signing off. Wishing you a great day and a lot of festivities, good festivities, fun festivities ahead. Thank you very much.